we look at the product that we're using and then the process it takes to convert to what we need to do, and then the actual engine itself, how the engine works. And it's unbelievable, but there is symmetry all the way along the line. So I see this conversion. From everything I've studied, I can see it. So if it's in our psyche and it's in our area, we're going to do it.
I'm Daniel, and this is my family team from Secure Supplies. We have preserved and rebuilt green technologies actively around the world now for over 18 years. The water fueling and gas phase change technologies are changing the way your world's power and gas industries work. Helping you access these technologies is our life mission. Click the subscribe button now to join our technology releases and updates every Monday. And consider buying a ticket to the show by pressing the link in the description. If you would like to see the secrets ahead of time, head over to our Patreon tech training releases every Friday.
Well, it seems that the small guy is the one who's going to be introducing it, because the big guy doesn't want something that falls from the sky and that you can collect in a rain barrel outside your house.
Well, actually, Jim, what I see is the same thing has happened over and over and over again. It's what we're doing. Everybody has listened to this program. Everybody is contributing to this process. As I indicated before, I take my hat off to them, because that's how the problem's going to be solved. And I guarantee you that we come up with the right process and we have this thing working and we know it works, they're going to shift. there's going to be time. It takes time. The first oil embargo, what was the most important thing that came out of the first oil embargo back in 73 and 74 was that the automobile industry didn't sell cars. They, the whole market went down, but what they did was they were pretty smart, and they automated all of their plants with robots. They had 3 to 4 years to put in robots during that time to make cars cheaper and faster, and that's what they did. So when the industry recovered, they were already set with robotics in their plants, and that's what happened. So this time around, there's some big shifts, and there's a lot of people looking at what us little guys are doing, and we're not so little. There was a meeting down in South America, and the oil producers were in that meeting, and they came out of that meeting and indicated that they were just shaking and shuddering because they didn't know if they were going to have a job the next day of what was happening. When Stan came out and drove his car, there was a shockwave that went through the industry, and they didn't know what to do, But now we got a little difference, and that's because we're running out of the oil in the world, and there's major players and consumers of this product, and we need to make a paradigm shift, and I think we got a little more people listening to us today. What I've been trying to do in our programs, and hope to do, is to show a little bit more in-depth knowledge of what it is that we're trying to do, and not just coming from a point of, cause and effect. I'm trying to come from a point where we do the cause and effect, but all of a sudden we get an awareness, and from that awareness we start looking at directions, and then we start looking at goals, and then we take those goals and we start working on those goals, and then eventually we come up with a methodology, a method, a product that works, and voila, it'll solve the problem.
Yeah, well, I think that is happening. People are approaching it from different angles. There are many ways to skin this cat, as has been said, and so it isn't being done just one way, but
and then in turn,
and it should be.
High
It
pulse
should not
frequency
be
now
one.
allows the
There's no
ignition
one
of the gases.
single solution.
So therefore, we
one
do this
answer,
electronically.
but it'll be a
And
collective
so this
answer,
technology has taken us down to the water fuel cell
new hydrogen.
water fuel injector, as you see here today, which gives us a very technology. And then in turn, the high pulse voltage frequency now allows the ignition of the gases. So therefore, we do this electronically. And so this technology has taken us down to the water fuel cell water fuel injector, as you see here today, which gives us a very technology. And then in turn, the high pulse voltage frequency now allows the ignition of the gases. So therefore, we do this electronically. And so this technology has taken us down to the water fuel cell water fuel injector, as you see here today, which gives us a very economical way of simply converting and running a conventional car ordinary on natural water. So basically what we do is we feed ordinary natural water in here, non-processed natural water. We now feed the ambient air gases being ionized. It's being mixed with the water. And then we mix the non-combustible gases going in the system that regulates the control and allows us now to release the thermal explosive energy from hydrogen and do it on a controlled means. Now coming through this to trigger and use the hydrogen fracturing portion of the exhaust burn rate of hydrogen, the co-equal is going into the engine, and going through the burning process, it produces the non-combustible gases that retards the speed by which the oxygen atom unites to hydrogen and bring on gas ignition. So by simply using the non-combustible gases coming from the exhaust of the engine, we now modulate and control the speed by which that oxygen unites with the hydrogen, and therefore we are adjusting the burn rate of hydrogen to co-equal that of gasoline or fossil fuels or even diesel fuel. And that gave us the number one retrofit capabilities of retrofitting the water fuel cell technology to an existing engine. And we do this electronically. The unit that you see right here, we call this a gas processor. And basically what we're doing is we're ionizing the ambient air gases that is now going into the process, and this allows us to trigger and use the hydrogen fracturing technology and tapping into a higher energy yield coming from the hydrogen. The unit you see right here, this is referred to as a resonant cavity. Water is now fed into the resonant cavity through this water tank, and as such, we now expose the water to a very high intense pulse voltage field and restrict the amps, and therefore the electrical polarization process now allows us to release the hydrogen economically from water.
Merch updates are ready. If you want to look good in the H2 hot rodding scene, and if you would like to pick up some hydrogen hot rodding merch, now is your chance. Please head over to our hydrogen hot rod shop. The link is in the description. Thanks. Alternatively, you can send me an email or join me on WhatsApp chat. The details are in the description. Let me know which things you like and what sizes you want. Network of home builders is growing very fast. Whether it's a roadster, supercar, or a yacht build, or maybe even an industrial power gas energy project. I'm here to assist and guide you. Please head over to the Consult with Dan link in the description, book a discussion for 10 to 30 minutes, and I will save you decades of study.